On today's show, a Chinese company is going to start shipping products via drone, or so they say. There's a catch.
In honor of Star Wars Episode 7, LucasArts is letting you step inside of Star Wars. But there's a catch.
Oh. And NASA shows astronomy fans the dark side of the moon. But there is a catch. It's Tomorrow Daily. Greetings, citizens of the internet. Welcome to Tomorrow Daily, the best geek talk show in the known universe. I'm your host, Ashley Skella. Join me as always,
Is this
Kill
a
Anonymous.
robot? Oh, yeah, me.
And our new robot, our new wind-up robot. Here, Logan, you want to get a shot of this? It's our new robot. Here he is. He's very chrome.
You trying to sell the robot? I don't
No,
understand.
he's adorable. I
It's
just
the
want everyone to know what he looks like, because it's kind of small.
Considering what we cover on this show, this is the most low-tech robot I think you could possibly.
Listen, I think if we get some Raspberry Pi 2, we get an Arduino, we just get some programming in, we learn how to code,
then throw away this robot
and build our own. I think it could really be something.
Okay, well we got some catchy.
Very
stories.
very catchy stories today. So let's hit the headlines. So I don't know if you're familiar with the company Alibaba, like you may have heard of.
I've seen Aladdin, but
This is an international company. They have a online marketplace called Taobao. It's in China, and they're saying that they are going to start delivering a special tea via drone. So they released this video, which if you're listening to the show and not watching, it's a very well produced video where somebody orders this ginger tea off of Taobao, and then all of a sudden this drone, there's a garage door opening and this drone lights up and it takes the tea and it goes and delivers the tea. But here's the thing, as we're watching this video, I'll explain a little bit. This would be the first time that real customers, not test flights, would be receiving actual product. Okay, so this would be a big deal if it were actually happening. But I agree with Evan over at IEEE Spectrum, which is where I like to read a lot of robot news. This kind of smells like a stunt. So if you're watching this video, again, very well produced, looks great, but also I think maybe is a little bit unrealistic. And the drones are going to have to deal with all kinds of things like power lines, and when they land, they're going to have to deal with things like people not hitting people, which, you know, they're not really going to be able to see a lot of that stuff after a certain range. And there's some translations on the website that sort of suggest that these unmanned aerial vehicles are going to have a preset flight plan with like pre-programmed waypoints and GPS and all this stuff to sort of avoid hazards. But I think the important takeaway for everybody, including us, on this particular video is that I think a lot of people think that drone delivery or something like it is like gonna be just all the rage this year. And it's really important to remember that even though we see these things on video, they can be very well produced. We're still kind of a ways off from this type of technology being really prevalent. There's a lot of hoops to jump through, one of them being range, being able to figure out how to get. They're saying they're going to deliver this tea to customers in Guangzhou, Beijing, and Shanghai, which, is not an insignificant distance, like depending on where the original factory or warehouse is, where they're going to be sending these drones out or whatever. But they say they're going to deliver it to 450 people, like soon or right now or whatever it is. But no official word yet on if anybody has actually received something delivered via drone. So I don't know. I would regard this with a little bit of skepticism, but it is really interesting to see that not only are we, watching companies like Amazon say they'd like to even half jokingly get into the drone delivery game, we're starting to now see this like globally. It's like people saying, oh, hey, like this is our plan to deliver things via drone. So while it sounds really cool and I think a lot of people are really interested in it, it's possible that, it's a little ways off. So I know that we get really excited about like future tech and everything, but
why are you're like,
I don't want to be a downer.
Yeah, you're building a huge downer.
No, I just want
you're smoking a hip in the way.
I just want fans of the show to like look at things like this that they see online with a discerning eye and say, well,
I think the
like,
internet already has
eye.
a discerning.
No, I don't think so. I think it's easy to pull the wool over the internet.
I'll say
at large.
this, that it doesn't seem feasible that a tea company should be doing this.
Well, no, this is like a
tea
big.
is already pretty cheap.
This is like a big marketplace, so like an Amazon-ish sort of company. So
Oh, okay. I
you
thought it
order
was
it and then
just
it would
tea.
like no,
Okay.
and then it would ship you
All
this.
right.
But it's this very specific tea that is the thing that they're saying they're delivering. So they're
Okay, so
delivering
it is just the tea.
450 customers would get this like tea, this ginger tea. I don't know.
Yum.
Really interesting choice.
I like tea, so I'm
All right,
totally
fair
on
enough.
board. Yeah.
Tell me about Star Wars, please.
Okay, so if you've ever wanted to step inside of Star Wars, you may
Yes.
have a chance
Ooh.
thanks to Madame Tussauds Wax Museum in London. They've partnered with Disney and LucasArts. Yes, I hear you reacting to everything. To Disney. They partnered with Disney and LucasArts on a multi-million-dollar exhibit. Okay,
how
there's
insane
going
this
to
is.
be 16 heroes and villains from the movies, as well as 11 recreations of scenes from the movie that you can walk inside of. So here's some of the ones they talked about. You can hang out with Han Solo in the cantina bar.
And shoot
so I
first.
assume he's sitting down. Yeah.
can shoot first.
You can sit next to Chewbacca in the pilot seat of the Millennium Falcon, which I love. That's what I want to do. I want
Punch
to do
it,
that.
Chewie. Like that.
So, really in this video, they're really only showing off Yoda. That's the only one they really show off in the
Yeah.
video. But we can assume they're going to have all the popular characters.
Death
like
Star,
IG-88, Salacious Crumb, and the Gonk.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Those are the popular
Droopy
ones.
McCool. Yeah, have Droopy McCool.
It sounds so made up. So if you watch the video, they pretty much say everything that I said, but they also at the end talk a little tiny bit about how they make these things.
Yeah.
They talk about
detailed.
Yoda. There's 20 artists. It took 20 artists 4 months just to make Yoda. They're saying the difficulty of his size.
Look at how detailed
Judge him
that
not
is.
by
That's
his
crazy.
size.
No,
though.
no, of course not.
They talk about the process, including molding the wax and hands, and then also painting on his little tiny wrinkles. So yeah, there you go. That's
His tiny Yoda wrinkles.
yeah, this is coming out in May. If you live in London, it's in May. So
You got some time to
May
put-
the Force be with
the
you.
Force
That's what it is.
be with
Okay,
you. That's
I
gotta
got
be it.
All right, so that's
Boom.
it. So that's pretty cool. I really like the fact that you can actually go inside of the thing
like the
instead of
set
just like looking at it
pieces.
and being like, well, that wax looks pretty neat.
Yeah, or like even just like have where it's just the figure and you're just like, oh, that's
Well,
fine, I guess. Like you can take a little picture of it and then you
you're
walk
like,
behind-
I was there. But listen, how are they gonna make wax Chewbacca? He's just all hair. Like,
Well, I would
Because
imagine
they-
that would be you'd have to make a hairless Chewbacca and then like
That doesn't-
do the hairs one at a time. That's what they're doing at Yoda. They do the hairs one at a time. Can you
right,
imagine
but
how
you
long
don't see underneath Chewbacca's hair.
They started in 1977 building that wax figure and just now finishing, which is why this exhibit is opening finally. It's
But there you
just
go,
taken them 40 years.
multi-million-dollar exhibit. So if you guys live in London and in May, we'll forget.
Go.
We'll forget. But go
Remind
and,
us.
and send it as your photographer if
Yeah.
you remember.
Yeah,
at
if
all.
you remember it all.
Or,
But
you know,
no, seriously, you guys should go if you
I'm
live
still
anywhere.
alive, I'll probably just be.
We should book some plane tickets to London. We should just go. We won't do
in.
that. That actually brings to our hashtag of the day. TD Wax. That's our hashtag of the day.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know what scene from a movie, TV show, or video game would you want to recreate in like in wax? Like if you could say, okay, Madame Tussauds, this is the thing that I need recreated in wax. This scene right here that I want to sit in. Like, what would it be?
Okay, you go first.
No, I asked you first.
No, I got to think a little bit.
Why do you think about it?
What?
Don't think. Just. I would say I'm gonna take your shirt as inspiration, and I would say
That's not fair. I
That
was
is
going to
totally
say Jurassic
fair.
Park.
Can't say Jurassic Park because you asked me first.
See,
Ha
you didn't let me think. Okay, go ahead.
No, I would say I would totally love to do the science lab where they as they're all talking about, pulling all of the DNA out of the mosquitoes and the amber and
The
stuff.
science lab?
Yeah.
There's no dinosaurs. There's like
I know,
a little
that's okay.
tiny velociraptor.
I don't want that.
my
Or the
God.
kitchen
Okay,
scene.
all
Or the
right,
kitchen
okay.
scene where he's up on the thing.
I like
Yeah,
that. That's
good.
pretty cool.
And then I could hide behind the thing and look really scared and take a picture. I think it'd be fun.
That's pretty cool. I like that. I'd do Space Jam.
Oh my God, Space
Just be
Jam.
me and all the Looney Tunes, and then also the what are they?
The
Monstars.
Monstars.
Yeah, that's Space Jam. Madame Tussauds.
Call us. We have
We'll
great
ruin your whole
ideas.
company.
Yeah. We'll put you into bankruptcy
Level
with
you
our
out.
ideas.
You'll have no money for wax.
It's a good thing wax is cheap. Oh, well, if it's terrible, they could just melt it down and start over
multi-million-dollar cheap. All right.
Well, they just melt down all of those characters when they're done. Okay, so this last story is from NASA. This is really cool. I just thought this was awesome because NASA's like, all right, well, that's what you want. We'll give that to you. So
what?
I'll explain why. So last year, late last year, NASA released this video, and it was really cool because it showed all of the moon's phases over the next year. Like, so this is what the moon is going to look like every single night for 2015.
Wow.
Like, which is really cool. So after they did that, people were like, this is amazing. We love it. But, like, what would the back of the moon look like? Like, which is kind of a weird question.
Excuse me, that was all well and good, but what about the back?
I think it's because it was the year of the butt last year, and
That
now
must
we're
have been
like,
it. Everyone's like, what about the moon's booty?
We want to
like,
see the
I need to see
moon's
some moon booty.
Right. Okay.
So NASA is the coolest group of people ever, and they were like, yeah, okay, we can totally do that. And
Yeah, we got that.
We got it. We got that locked down, and that's exactly what they did. So they made this new video that flips the moon faces around, and they show you the backside of the moon.
Take that.
Which is pretty awesome. And then they show it to you in a couple of different ways. So this is all computer generated. So it's all this is in a telescopic lens. So the Earth looks huge. As you're looking at the back of the moon. And then they do another version, another view of it that they'll show in a second, where they actually do a wide angle lens. So the Earth looks really, really tiny as it's orbiting, and then you can see, like, basically that's kind of what it would look like if you were actually looking. So it would be like much smaller because it wasn't.
Oh, look at
right
the little
there.
Earth.
Little tiny Earth. But I just thought this was really cool. It's like proof that, you know, NASA just does awesome things. And they don't even need to, it doesn't need to be like, we set a camera on that, blah, blah, blah. No, they know exactly what it looks like. They've mapped the moon so well at this point, they can literally computer generate the back of it and just be like, well, this is what the back of the moon's gonna look like for the rest of 2015. Deal with it, guys. You're welcome, internet.
Yeah.
Like,
Spoiler alert.
stop asking us dumb questions. But no, it's not a dumb question. I thought that was, it seems like a question like you would hear from like a kid, be like, well, what about the back of the moon? What does that look like?
Yeah, now I want to see what the back of the Earth looks like. I'm curious. I'm just so curious.
Get out.
No, but that's pretty cool that they're just like done. Here
I
you
know.
go.
I loved how they were just so open about it, just like, oh, back of the moon, yeah, we can do that, no problem. And then they just released this video. So thank you, NASA, for showing me what the back of the moon looks like
Very
in
cool.
different phases.
And how do we see it again?
Super awesome. You go over to NASA's website. They've got, or their YouTube channel. They've got a bunch of really cool stuff over there. That's it for our headlines. We're going to come back with a round of Into It because it's Thursday and we're about to head into the weekend. And then, of course, we have your user feedback and our phone talker for the day. So don't click away. It's Tomorrow Daily. Welcome back to the show. We have returned. Kale's looking at me suspiciously, which means it's Thursday, and it's time for another Into It.
I want to go first. DudeIWantThat.com is a site that I've spent most of today on, and I dare you to go to this website and not find something that you want to buy. This is like one of those sites where you find something cool and then you end up posting it on Facebook, and people are like, I want that.
Dude, I want that.
They
That's
they
what
have
say?
okay. So on the screen, there's a camping donut that has everything you need for camping.
Oh, there's that
I
wristband
saw-
that has all the utility stuff.
You can buy any one particular, like if you only like red Starburst, you can just buy red Starburst.
Oh, that I
saw
like.
cat armor. I
There's
also
cat
saw you
armor?
could buy an exoskeleton, a power pot cooking camper, which is it's basically it boils water like if you're camping, and you can charge your phone with boiling water.
A book of butts.
You can buy a Tron book. Like there's so many like just weird stuff that you wouldn't expect to find like really anywhere. There's like that Loch Ness Monster ladle, so when you put it in there, it looks like the Loch Ness Monster's
adorable.
coming
It's
out.
like a little Nessie ladle.
There's a little helicopter on there.
I want a helicopter. I'm going to go buy
There's a
it.
survival bike, so it has like a whole bunch of attachments in case you're like in danger or whatever.
Logan, producer Logan, why are you obsessed with the butts?
Yeah.
Look,
Look, there's Pinky Queen, which makes it so you can lighten your nipples. There's a Lego strip club right there. It's all kinds of stuff. You'll find something that you want to buy.
Oh, a Tron
on
light
there.
cycle. Stop everything. We found a Tron light cycle.
It's pretty cool. What's even better about the site is you click on it and then it has like little buy links on the bottom. You don't buy it from the site. This
Right.
is just a site that like aggregates everything. So it'll have a link to go like where you can buy it on Amazon,
Right.
Etsy, wherever it is. It's just an aggregate.
I've seen that similar, but with like women's clothing and accessories. There's a site like that I'm a member of.
Yeah, this is basically Sky
awesome.
Mall for nerds.
Sky Mall
It's
for
just
nerds.
Weird stuff that you
And-
may or may not buy, and I'm probably gonna buy half of it.
Totally filling a niche because Sky Mall is now bankrupt. So Kayla and I are going to buy Sky Mall. We're going to start Sky Mall. So for me, I am into Better Call Saul. So
yeah, this Sunday.
I will say this. So Better Call Saul is coming out this Sunday. And full disclosure, I have not finished watching Breaking Bad yet. Like Kale and producer Logan know, I just started watching it like maybe a couple months ago. I finally got to it in my Netflix queue. The husband and I have been barreling through episodes. We just started season 4. It's so good. And I love the character of Saul. And so now I feel like I'm far enough along in the series to where I can finally like watch this show and not be spoiled because it's a prequel to Breaking Bad. It's like this guy's, I don't want to, like for anybody who hasn't seen Breaking Bad, I want to be like, oh, it's this, but his character, Bob Odenkirk's character, Saul, is a lawyer, and it's his sort of prequel, like his life before he ended up meeting Bryan Cranston's character, Walter White.
There isn't a human being alive that watched Breaking Bad that wasn't even just a little bit worried that this wouldn't be good or that it would soil the name of Breaking Bad.
So many people were kind of upset. There was like a lot of nerd rage about this when it got announced. They're like, you're ruining everything.
Well, there was nerd rage, but there was also like, oh, I trust Vince Gilligan.
Yeah.
But the reviews are coming out.
And it's good.
And they're pretty positive. They're like, it even gives you a reason to rewatch Breaking Bad because there's like undertones.
There's like crossover and
stuff
undertones.
like that.
This is what we're doing right now.
I am stoked as well with The Walking Dead and that.
It's all coming
gonna
back.
be great.
TV, it's all the
gonna
good
be a great
stuff.
Sunday.
All the good stuff's coming back, and I'm excited about that. So yeah, that's what I'm into. But now we have to talk about what you guys are into, which means it's time for your user feedback. So yesterday we asked everybody to write in with TD verses and tell us if they had to do mixed reality sports, like we talked about with Oculus Rift versus a real life athlete. Would you be the real life athlete or would you be the virtual athlete? And what sport would you?
And what did you say?
I think what did I say? I don't even remember. You realize I literally, like, when we're done filming the show, my brain just like erases what we just did. I can't remember.
You should watch the show then.
Maybe I will.
You should
Well, no,
watch
I
Tomorrow
do when I
Daily.
edit it. I do when I edit it, and then as soon as I post it, it's like it's gone. It just gets wiped. I'm like a hard drive. It just gets wiped every day. So Mohammed wrote in and said, I would like to be a Formula One driver, virtual of course, and race against the rest of the F1 drivers or any racing really. I like that.
With all of these, I'm going to be like, well, it's much more dangerous for the other person.
Of course.
Like, Mohammed's totally going to hit those corners like way hard. And he's going to crash and he's just going to laugh about it. He's going to be like, ha ha ha.
And the other guys are like, if I crash, this is going to be a very serious accident.
It's a very
sweating.
expensive car.
Yeah.
But that would be very, very cool.
That would be super cool. Rick wrote in and said, ping pong. I will be a real player playing with Robot on the other side, imitating Kill Anonymous's moves. Who will be on virtual reality? Are you game?
What? Ping pong?
No, he wants to be the real player, though, playing against a virtual you.
All right.
We got to body scan you.
I'm terrible at ping pong.
Well,
I was just aggravated because that last person was like, well, I want to see Unreal Engine Pong. And now I'm starting to see a theme, and everybody wants to play ping pong in some way or shape or fashion or form.
Hey, listen.
But I'm game. Let's go.
Some people juggle geese.
Let's
Kel.
go.
Some people are really into ping pong.
This is me practice.
That's your backhand. That's good practice. Yeah, that's really nice. Kajan wrote in and said, I'd want to fight George St. Pierre in VR, of course, and not get totally schooled. And any sport from X Games and parkour. And then he wrote an extra tweet and said, and to add, it's not versus, but it would totally help in training high-risk jobs like firefighting, #thinking out of the box.
Nice job.
Very good.
Well
yeah,
done.
We agree.
Very cool.
That is a really good way to train people because it's like instead of actually, I don't even know how to even put this without giving away like a part of my life that I'd rather not tell everyone on the internet that happened, but it's just like in firefighting when you do training stuff, they have like actual buildings that they burn and you can run into them in fire regalia and like rescue a dummy, but it's still kind of dangerous even though it's a controlled burn. So like...
And you did this?
Yes, I did.
Why is that something you don't want to share?
Because I can't share the context of it. So anyway.
That's enough.
All right, fair enough, good.
You're an arsonist. That's fine. I get it.
Yeah, that's definitely not it. But yeah, no. So it's like instead of doing that, you would be able to just give if you put them on with the Oculus and the Virtuix, and then you have them running like into the building and like go up the stairs and like put out the fire, grab the body, drag it out. Like that'd be amazing.
Very
It'd be
cool.
super
Yeah,
amazing.
that'd be fun.
So good
I mean,
call,
not
caution.
fun, but you know.
Yeah. It'd be a good way to do it without potentially injuring anyone. It'd be great. Unless you fall down in the Virtuix and then you break your arm or something. In which case,
Somebody will do it.
somebody will get injured, I'm sure.
Some doof.
Yeah, somebody named Kale. Somebody whose name rhymes with Kale Anonymous.
Well, no, I got the VR on lock.
Fair enough. Okay, guys, it's time for our last piece of user feedback, which is our photographer of the day.
Wait, are we going to tell them what we're doing this weekend?
No, I think we should. Well, should we?
Yeah. I definitely think we should.
Do you want to say
just
right
hang on through the photographer, and then we'll tell you what we're
the
doing this
cool
weekend.
thing we're doing.
It's pretty cool.
We're excited.
Yeah, well, because they're gonna want to like. Okay, well, okay.
All right, we'll get it.
Let's
Okay,
see a
so
pretty picture.
this actually comes from the person who started our Reddit, our subreddit.
No
Edwin.
way!
Edwin.
My mom. Oh,
Edwin,
okay.
thank you for sending in this picture of your dog. He says, my photography is, you'll probably notice I'm obsessed with taking depth of field shots and my dogs, all untouched aside from the one HDR on one photo. But I picked this one in particular. You sent in like 6 pictures. This is an awesome picture of your dog, my friend. And he took it with a Galaxy S4.
I love the
Galaxy
S4.
S4. It's great.
Yeah.
It's a kind of saturated, rich color. It looks really good.
Yeah.
Love the blurred out lake in the background. I bet that
You
dog.
told us your dog's name.
I know. Tell us your dog's name next time.
Give your dog a shout out.
Let's name your dog. So what's this dog's name? What does he look like to you?
He looks like Biscuit.
I was gonna say Bojangles. So we're
Both
both
B's, okay.
Both B's. Okay, so maybe his name starts with a B. We were
Maybe
feeling
it's
kind of
Barry.
psychic. Could be
Barry
Barry.
the
Barry
dog.
White. Barry White the dog. I like it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's your dog's name now. Is Barry White.
But thank you for starting the Reddit as well. That's pretty cool.
Super awesome. I see a couple. There's
goes
2
on
people.
there?
There's like 4 posts.
I gotta look.
But we should have more people show up. I posted good job on something. I replied to one of the threads, so you can find me over there lurking around
Yeah,
on the,
you
on
gotta
the
let's do like a
subreddit.
weekly. Well, we'll come up with stuff after
Yeah.
this. Okay.
All right, so that's our photographer of the day. If you want to be our photographer of the day, you want to be considered, you can email us tomorrow at cnet.com. You can send us your user feedback, and of course, you can always find us over on social media. We're on Tumblr, Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram,
Okay, Cupid.
all the things. We're Tomorrow Daily, with the exception of Google Plus, which is Tomorrow Daily TV.
Oh, I thought you were like, take that, Google Plus.
No.
But real quick, this weekend we're covering something. We're trying to get out of the studio more often because we're getting too pale.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go check out the Marvel experience, which is happening down in Del Mar. Basically, this is a thing that Disney's putting on. It's this big, it's this big giant thing that takes up like
It's
all
like
of the
fair.
Del Mar
It's like a
fairgrounds.
county fair, but Marvel themed.
They're gonna have like the characters. There's gonna be like shield like cars everywhere. There's gonna be like
Hydra's
3D
gonna be there,
experience,
blowing
all
up
kinds of
people or
stuff.
stuff.
We're gonna
I
be
don't know.
covering that for the press day. So we're gonna have some footage from that. Maybe we'll like if you follow us on our Snapchats or Twitters and stuff like
Probably,
that. Maybe
yeah,
we'll
yeah.
post some pictures. So you may want to
just
do that.
hang out.
I don't know when we're gonna have it up. Do you have any idea?
probably sometime next week.
Okay, so make sure to keep watching and we'll give you an update on that.
Yeah.
But it's pretty cool. So yeah, and if you're on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment and like. And then if you're listening on the podcast,
If you're listening, you got your little. Yeah,
That's it.
there's feral cats.
anyway, so
all over
don't
the
forget
studio.
to
It's
rate
crazy.
and review, and yeah,
And
follow us on our
watch
own
out
personal,
for feral cats. It's
and
very
follow us on our
serious.
own personal Twitter accounts.
Yes, you can do that. I am at Ashley Esqueda on Twitter.
I'm at Kale Anonymous.
And that's it for our show this week. We're done. You may now go enjoy your weekend, or not. If you're Kale, I guess.
Yeah,
He's, like,
let us know
shaking
if you're
his
going
head
to go
at
to
me
the
like,
Marvel
no.
experience. If you're going to be at the
Yeah.
Marvel experience, hit
If
us
you're,
up.
if you're going to the Marvel experience, let us know. And we will be back on Monday with a brand new docket of weird, wonderful, awesome news stories that you didn't know you needed to know. So with that being said, be good humans. We'll see you guys Monday. Bye.